Good afternoon. It's a great day to be alive here in the Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. I'm Chef Mario, cooking from home today, and I want to welcome you to another great episode. I hope you're fired up and charged up about cooking. And you know, I got a dish for you today that is definitely going to be able to expand your choices for your family. Something quick, something easy, something ethnic. It kind of mixes two cultures together, gives you a healthy, quick choice in the summertime here with those busy activities. We'll be back in a few moments to show you how to make this hybrid dish called Mexican goulash. Back with Chef Mario.
Hi, I'm Joseph Elias, founder of Elias Market, featuring a wide selection of international food items and the freshest produce at the lowest prices.
Elias Markets in Allentown and Bethlehem are filled with an ever-changing variety of just-picked fruits and vegetables, tender meats, and deli products. Choose from aisles of international and hard-to-find food and household items. But don't take our word for it. Stop in and see for yourself.
Don't miss Elton John and his band. They will perform for the first time ever at Allentown at the PPL Center on Tuesday, September 27th at 8 p.m. You can win 2 free tickets. Go to 2freeticketslv.com, courtesy of S. Agentis Plumbing and Mr. Rooter. Enter to win today.
Okay, now that I've got your attention with this crazy title, Mexican goulash, how dare you, incorporate those 2 words? I've never heard that before. Well, it's something that I didn't make it up really, but I did make it up. Okay, how it works is you take the Hungarian concept of a goulash, which is typically, this slow kettle cooked, beef and potatoes and a selection of spices and vegetables, and you sort of make it Mexican style. Now, the goulash thing in the Hungarian means cattlemen or herds of cattle, and that's where they got the beef out in the field, and they cooked it in this makeshift pot over the open pit fire. We're sort of going to do that, but we're going to do it Mexican style and vegetarian style, minus the beef. It'll be just as good. It's quick. It's affordable. It's super healthy. It gets all the food groups. Here we go, and this is how it works. First of all, we want to get our rice cooking because it's a very critical part of the concept of this meal. We're going to use plain white rice in this instance. We're going to get 2 cups of white rice, okay? 2 cups of white rice. Put it in a little strainer jigger. That's an approximate. I know you might think I'm not super accurate, but it's close to it. The white rice, very interesting. You have to rinse it with hot water. You got to put it in one of these strainer deals, rinse it with hot water, get the the powdery substance off it, and once you see all the water become clear at the bottom of the sink and it's no longer milky, you're ready for it. This is just for instructional purposes. We're going to put that white rice right into a quasi hot pot right here, a rice pot. It's going to sizzle a little bit. Hot pot, it's going to sizzle a little bit, and we're going to turn that up. And the goal of this is to whisk around the white rice with a spoon, and you're going to burn off any kind of moisture on the white rice. It does a couple things. Number one, it makes the rice a little crunchier, and it's going to, you're done when it's getting to that popcorn effect, when it starts to smell like popcorn, and then it's going to remove the moisture. It's going to permit the rice to be separate and fluffy once we take it off the stove after it simmers. And that's a good thing. You don't want pasty rice. Like in the Oriental cooking, you want sticky rice, like they say, but not in this endeavor. You really want a separate rice. You're going to go 2 cups of rice, and you're going to go 4 cups of water, okay? And we're going to let that rice spin around one more time, turn it up on high, bring it to boil. Once it boils, put a lid on it, put it on the back burner, and let it simmer, let it do its thing. I've got rice already cooked off for you, but that's how you do your rice to get started. Back over here, we have a very critical part of this meal. Mexican goulash is going to be is going to be the spice endeavor. What's good Mexican food without good spices? Yeah, you can go out and buy the 99-cent taco stuff in the bag, and it'll suffice. But if you really want to be authentic, you got to put the good stuff together. In this case, we're going to use a teaspoon, excuse me, a half a teaspoon for every one of the spice ingredients, with the exception of cloves. So we have a half teaspoon of onion powder, half teaspoon garlic powder, half teaspoon black pepper, again half teaspoon of real paprika, half teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon chili powder, sorry about that, half teaspoon of ground cumin. Finally, almost finally, half teaspoon of cayenne. That's where you're going to get your, almost a half, there you go, that's a real half. That's where you're going to get your real zip from. You could substitute with crushed red pepper, but in this case I'll use the cayenne. It's a little more refined. It's not as coarse or grainy. And on this ground cloves, maybe like a quarter of a teaspoon. And that'll get you all the effect you want. Give a little whisk around here. My bad, forgot one. Half teaspoon of cinnamon, ground cinnamon. Some people even put, you know, fine chocolate in there, ground dark cocoa, and that really gives it that Aztec Indian scenario, which is so this, oh, you should see the way this smells. Now this is great if you want to use it as a rub on any kind of meat scenario. Call it a, you know, whether it's fajitas or you want to make a Mexican steak or something. That's really good stuff. So we've got our seasoning all ready to go. A lot of basic ingredients in here. We've got that rice working. We're going to use diced tomatoes. I love the black beans because of the flavor, the color contrast. We're going to Southwest style a little bit with some corn. We got the tomatoes. We can start working on getting the most important thing cooked off first, which is those bell peppers. Bell peppers take a little time to make, so we're gonna get those working first. You know, the Mexican food has really become a flair in this country. You know, everywhere you go, I mean, it's they got national chains everywhere, and it really is a healthy food. I mean, when you think about it, you know, and not to get prejudiced or anything, but you don't see a lot of overweight Mexican people when you go to Mexico. You know, the nationals at least, they eat pretty healthy. I mean, they work hard in the fields, they do their various jobs, and their diet's relatively simple. There's a lot of raw foods involved: the tomatoes, the onions, the pico de gallos, and you know, corn. They use meat sparingly. It's not like a huge portion of the dish because it's used in balance. So I really think that they got a nice thing going on down there, and obviously it's infiltrated the States over the last many decades. And some of the best Mexican food you can have is out there in California. You know, I lived out there for a while, and talk about real authentic Mexican food. So we got these bell peppers here. I should have had some of this prep, but nonetheless, we'll put that here. We're gonna go over to the pot. I already got this warmed up little kettle going on here, and we're just gonna use a basic, I use an olive oil blend for this, like a 60-40 on this, just a little bit of light oil, because you're gonna put 3 or 4 things in there. Let that work a little bit. Switch it around just a little bit. Get her going there. Just a little toss. Okay, keep that going. You know, I make this dish for my kids a lot. This is one of them last minute, you know, honey, what do we do for dinner? I don't know what your schedule's like, but mine is tight too. Maybe you're retired and you're an empty nester, and you've got the luxury of kind of planning out meals for hours in advance, or you know, and you got it all scheduled out. But sometimes when you've got a family and you're working 2-3 jobs, you know, it's really hard to put something that's quasi healthy together. and is affordable and quick. I mean, who's got time really to make a 3-hour meal at night and be Joe Gourmet? I mean, even I don't, you know, and I work at 2 restaurants. I got 3 kids. My wife works more than anybody I know. It's tough. So we look for these meals that are quick, that meet our nutritional needs. You know, it has to meet the meal has to meet several criteria. You know, one is it economical? You know, to eat certain meals. Number 2, is it quick? And a big factor for the kids, especially. I'll eat just about anything because, you know, I'm pretty resilient, and so is my wife. But the kids, you know, they're always, oh, I don't know about that. I don't like this, and you know, and so you got to watch. You got to watch those 3 factors. Mexican goulash. I always thought of goulash as a kid as just something you kind of whip up and mix together, you know. And the word goulash kind of takes on the idea of a mixture of various things, you know. But it really was the Hungarians and the Slovaks and those people that persuasion are there that make the real goulash. Maybe someday we'll do a real goulash episode. In this instance, we've got the bell peppers and the onions working. We've got the spice already mixed up, and we've got the rice moving out. And I'll tell you again, if you want to really get authentic food, if you live in California or even Mexico and Arizona and places like that, talk about authentic. Wow, they got better food there than I think in Mexico sometimes. And but nice part about it is you can make your own version of Mexican food, and you can add or subtract anything you want. You can make it hot or cold or anything you want. You can make it vegetarian, or you can add a little protein, a little beef, you know. You can make this meal like soupy, like it has like a broth to it by adding certain liquids to it, or you can make it kind of light and fluffy and make it more like a hearty meal effect. Once you're done with this mixture, it's kind of interesting because not only will you have like a goulash that you can eat right out of the dish, and it's a full, complete meal, but you can also take this dish I'm about to share with you, and you can use it as a stuffing in a burrito. And I like that. So this meal kind of dubs in a few different ways. We're cooking for about 5 right now, and it costs roughly $12 to $15 to make this. Now the spices are kind of expensive to acquire in the beginning, but once you make this goes right in the fridge. You get a lot of months out of that Mexican spice and use it for future meals. So we've got the wooden spoon in here. We're going to toss her around a little bit. You can turn the temperature up just a little bit. Keep her going. I use 2 types of tomatoes in this meal for a couple reasons. One, I use a diced tomato in a can. I think, number one, because it's already cooked down, and I want a juice effect, a little bit of lubrication in the meal, because I don't want it so dry. At the same time, I don't want to lose that tomato burst. There's something about biting into a Mexican style meal and getting those fresh tomatoes and getting a tomato burst, the freshness from the garden, if you will. But the diced tomato permits us to get that liquid, I think, that we need, because it's already been cooked down at the mill, the factory. All right, so I think maybe 2 tomatoes would be in order in this situation. Let me get rid of that top there. Yeah, it's amazing how Mexican food has come full circle, where people 30, 40 years ago who have never eaten Mexican food because of their geographic location in the States, you know, the big box companies have brought it to our door, have made it mainstream, and it's great stuff. It really is. And I still think it's the most affordable food you can eat. I mean, in respects to how expensive is rice, and rice being the foundation of a lot of those dishes. And if you're gardening this year, you can pull half the stuff out of the garden. Call it the tomatoes, the onions. You can even grow cilantro in your herb garden, and you're halfway home with the money thing. Because, you know, let's face it, it's when you're feeding your family, it's about the dollars. It's about saving money, about being, you know, a good steward, being wise and frugal with certain things. And I think that's critical. I'd love to eat lobster every other day, but who can afford that, you know? All right, we got our tomatoes all done. We got our cilantro. Cilantro, what a beautiful, beautiful herb. And some people don't like it because it's got a very unique acquired taste, but that fresh cilantro is what you want. That makes it authentico. I think that's such a word. All right, so we've got bell peppers. We've got our tomatoes. Now we're going to put our diced tomatoes in there. Let her simmer down a little bit. There's that juice I'm looking for. Okay. This is an easy mix. This is a 20-minute meal, folks, that you can do right at home. Very authentic. Okay, and you also want to put black beans. And in this case, I keep about a half of the actual liquid in there. I think it brings a little body to the meal. You know, a lot of people want to take all that out. I like to use a little bit of it. It's just a preference scenario. And then black beans mix real nice there. Simmer off some nice fresh garlic, about 2 tablespoons of fresh fine diced garlic. This case we'll let the, I mean, typically you probably want to saute with the onions. This case the liquid from the tomatoes will reduce that garlic fairly well. Actually, you might want to keep the garlic, I wouldn't say al dente, but quasi raw, in that it'll give a little bit of a bite to the meal if you're into the authentic bitey scenario, which I like. You know, it's right from the cutting board. We don't have to reduce everything down and kill it to a paste. Corn makes this meal very authentic. Again, you can eye it up how much corn you want, how much tomatoes you want, and in this case, you know, about a cup of corn. There we go. Almost ready for that Mexican seasoning. In this case, we're going to use roughly half of that seasoning that we made earlier. Okay, save the other half. You don't want it too potent. Sounds like it's coming together. There we go. Coming down just nice. Reducing just nice, folks. I do want to thank our sponsors for their generosity. Elias Market in Allentown and also in Bethlehem, 2 convenient locations for their continual support of Cooking with Mario. They got 2 great locations. Really an awesome place to go cook. I get most of the stuff you see here comes from that market. Anything you want ethnic, they've got it at the great prices, fresh, friendly service. Thank you, Elias Markets. Reducing nice, and as you can see over here, see how our rice is doing. Oh, we got nice fluffy rice already done before you came on the set. We're getting ready to bring that in pretty soon. Looks like, folks, we're ready to make the marriage, if you will, of the mixture that we have. How much rice you put in? As much as you like. You can judge the ratio that you like, and you can figure out the right consistency. It looks like it's almost ready with the consistency. It's coming together just nice with Mexican goulash. Just the right amount of liquid, just the right amount of dry rice to soak up that liquid. I'm going to mix it through to make sure you don't have any dead spots in the rice where you get a big chunk of spoonful of raw rice. There we go. It's got a good bouquet to it. It's got a nice picture to it. Almost ready to plate up. I also want to thank my good friend Cindy Christ down at Scrubbies, who donated this nice chef outfit to me, and she's got great clothes down there, and I really appreciate her with the donation of the outfit. 191 in Bethlehem. Okay, ready to bring this to fruition. We can spoon this out. Mexican goulash. We're getting ready to garnish the top of it. First things first, a little blend of cheese, Mexican style. We've got some beautiful jalapenos, fresh. You can use the pickled ones if you're not too daring. They're a little less bitey, but when these are in season, they'll give you a kick right there. A couple limes. You want to top it off with the lime juice program. There you have it, folks. Beautiful Mexican goulash, brought to you by Chef Mario here in the Lehigh Valley. A nice, hearty, affordable meal. $1.50, $2 a person. Feed the whole family for $12 in less than 20 minutes. I'm so glad I could bring this segment to you. I hope you try this meal and your variation of it, and let me know what you think. Email me at newbergdeli@rcn.com and let me know how you like the episode and enjoy it. And I look forward to showing you the next episode on a great salad and an accompaniment that goes with a dish like this. Talk to you real soon. God bless and have a great day.
Hi, I'm Joseph Elias, founder of Elias Market, featuring a wide selection of international food items and the freshest produce at the lowest prices.
Elias Markets in Allentown and Bethlehem are filled with an ever-changing variety of just-picked fruits and vegetables, tender meats, and deli products. Choose from aisles of international and hard-to-find food and household items. But don't take our word for it. Stop in and see for yourself.
Okay, folks, I'm back as promised, here to make that great side salad that you want. It's summertime. You need salads that are cool and refreshing. You need stuff that's going to fill the kids and make them feel good. And this is a winner all the time. A little bit of portion of the Pennsylvania Dutch cooking called broccoli bacon salad. This is how you make it. First of all, you want to get a cutter. You want to get a peeler and peel off the stem of your broccoli a little bit. That kind of tough, leathery, undesirable exterior of the broccoli. You're not losing any nutrition there. You're just losing the ability to hurt your teeth. Then you're going to cut down your little broccoli stalks. This salad is really a seller, I'll tell you. It sells. People love it. They ask for it all the time. I don't think I've met a person that really doesn't like it. You know, if you don't like broccoli, this is a great way to eat it because you got all the other stuff to kind of mask it and cover it up. Small pieces, folks. Little tiny florets. Okay, with the broccoli. Don't be afraid to cut this way too. Watch your fingers. Stuff's expensive if you go buy it, but when you make it, it's relatively affordable. Take some bigger chunks out, maybe. This is what you want. Little tiny florets like that. Perfect bite size. Once they get that special dressing on there, in Italian they say condimento, like a condiment. You know, this is what brings it all together. There's only 4 ingredients in this: broccoli, bacon, onions, and cheese. Really, folks, when you think about it, you don't need something else with this salad. Sounds crazy? This is a meal. You have everything. You got the fresh broccoli. There's your vegetable. You got the onions. Always a healthy treat. Cleans your blood. Good for digestion. Bacon. I don't know too many people that don't like bacon. And then the cheese. It really dubs as a full meal. So we'll put the broccoli right in our trusty bowl. We're going to mix it with, because broccoli is kind of the key component of the salad. I'll put that there for a second. Bacon. How much bacon do you put in? I don't know. As much as you like. You want nice little strips. Got to be on the crispy side. Any bacon will do. Applewood bacon, smoked bacon, turkey bacon, faking bacon, all kinds of stuff. You can make it vegetarian, like the Dutch would say. Vegetarian, you get it? Okay. Bacon. Right back in that bowl. I'll show you what it's done next. Onions, purple onions, they're the best. They taste so good. They're not too pungent. Or you use a white Texas onion. West Texas sweet onion would be good. Let's not forget our trusty cheese. Here's a mixture of Monterey Jack and cheddar. Now we're going on to the sauce. The sauce is like, or the dressing is really the part that puts it together. Get some of this out of the way. Mayo. You want 1 cup of mayo. That should do it right there, folks. 1 cup of mayo. Red wine vinegar, 1/4 cup. You can do this to sight. You don't have to be ultra accurate with it. 1/4 cup right about there. Lemon juice. About a teaspoon of lemon juice. There she goes. Sugar to taste. In this case, you want to sugarify it. Maybe about 2 tablespoons of sugar. Black pepper. This is a peppery sauce, so don't be afraid to put enough in there. You're going to put roughly a 1/2 teaspoon of black, or 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and then salt to taste. Roughly there. Nice, good Himalayan salt to taste. Rinse our spoon. Actually, we don't have to rinse because we're going right into it. I might have been a little aggressive on the salt. You don't have to put any salt in if you don't, because the bacon's kind of salty. But that's the, you're looking for like a peppercorn type dressing with the mayonnaise. If you want to use the whisk to really get it. That's the kind of the consistency you're looking for. And you're going to go right over the whole scenario. Let's save some back in the event I have too much. Definitely coming together. Right consistency. I don't think I need any more of that dressing or condiment to bring these flavors together. It looks like it's really doing its thing. There we have it, folks. Beautiful Pennsylvania Dutch style summertime fun. Let's put that aside. Summertime fun broccoli bacon salad. Use it as a meal. Use it as a side dish. Use it at the picnic. Use it when you make a filet mignon. Use it whenever you want. Brought to you here by the Newburgh Deli. I'm Chef Mario. I'm glad I could share this nice little recipe with you. Hope you enjoy it. Check in the NewburghDeli.com for all of our shows and our recipes, ingredients, etc., and our TV scheduling. Thank you for watching. God bless. I'll see you next episode.